As we continue our conversation about the need for us to break the silence around our pains, our disappointments, our broken hearts, our unmet expectations, today I would like to first take the opportunity to appreciate all of us who have been able, despite the pains, despite the heartbrokenness, and we have gone ahead to take a challenging step of sharing out our pains with someone. I would like to applaud you for that bold step that you have taken. It is worth being done, and I am sure you have been relieved. And for you who is still struggling with getting out of your cage to find somebody to speak to, I am here to encourage you that it is very important for you to identify someone to speak to, because that burden is too heavy for you to carry alone. You need somebody that you can lean on, someone you can pour your heart to, and you get a relief internally. Like the saying goes, that a problem shared is a problem half solved. Indeed, if you do not share out your problems or your challenges or your pains, your grief, then you're carrying the whole load alone. So I'm here to urge you and to plead with you that get someone to speak to, because your heart is getting out of shape, and eventually your entire life will be affected. In the same line, today I want us to consider the biblical perspective of this art of speaking to somebody in times of trouble. Many a times we think that God is too far away from us, that he doesn't understand what we are going through. Today we are going to be looking at a couple of scriptures just to put emphasis on the need for us to share out our burdens with someone. Because even in the Bible itself, as we are going to read, we shall come to realize that God, through his Son Jesus Christ, does identify the fact that human beings have got burdens. Human beings go through hard times. Human beings are overwhelmed with their troubles. In the same line, today I want us to consider the biblical perspective of this art of speaking to somebody in times of trouble. Many a times we think that God is too far away from us, that he doesn't understand what we are going through. Today we are going to be looking at a couple of scriptures just to put emphasis on the need for us to share out our burdens with someone. Because even in the Bible itself, as we are going to read, we shall come to realize that God, through his Son Jesus Christ, does identify the fact that human beings have got burdens. Human beings go through hard times. Human beings are overwhelmed with their troubles. And we are to see what the Almighty is telling us to do in moments when we are weighed down with our burdens. Because he is the ultimate authority above us, and he is the only constant person we have before us that we can rely on amidst the biggest storms in our lives. So when we go to the Bible and we read in the book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verses 22, the Bible is telling us this, that cast your burden on the Lord, and he shall sustain you. This scripture evidently shows us that God himself acknowledges the fact that we have burdens. And true, all of us have burdens. The only difference is the kind of burden we do each have. They vary, but ultimately they are all burdens. So the Bible here tells us that cast those burdens, cast those pains, cast those nasty experiences, cast out that grief unto the Lord, because it's this Lord who is going to sustain you. Why would the Lord mention the word casting when he knows that someone can handle the burdens alone? This statement or this scripture underscores the importance of us sharing the pains we are going through. If the Almighty himself is calling us to come out and speak, carry off what is in our hearts and share it with someone, then that means that concealing the burdens within us is pretty harmful to our lives. And because he is a loving Father, he wants to see us enjoy the life that he has given us. This is the time for you. Today is your day to get out and carry that burden and give it to the Lord. For the Lord cares about you. The Lord minds so much about your state of heart, because that is his habitation. He wants a heart that is joyful. He wants a heart that is ready to take him in with no hesitation. But a heart will not take in the Lord, will not take in the instructions of the Lord, will not be in position to even know and even appreciate that God can rescue them out of that situation. So I'm urging us and encouraging us today, let us cast our burdens to the Lord, because the Lord surely cares about us. And that puts much emphasis on the importance of identifying someone to talk to. Out there could be somebody who is willing to journey with you through all this hard time. But the challenge is you've not stepped out to approach this person. Can we challenge ourselves that despite the pain, despite the hurting, despite the disappointment, despite, we challenge ourselves to get out and go and speak with someone? Because out there is someone who is ready to render us a shoulder to lean on, to render us a shoulder that we can confidently shed our pains on and get relief. There is someone out there, just like the Lord is committing that when you cast your burdens to him, he will sustain you. He will sustain you. He's readily available, but he's waiting for you to speak out to him, to call out to him, to pour your heart to him. Then, in that we shall offload you of your pain. He will offload you of your burden. He will relieve you of that grief. He will redeem you out of that pit and then sustain you. He will sustain you with that peace. He will sustain you with that rest. He will sustain you with that hope. He will sustain you with that new perspective of life. He will sustain you there, never to let you drop again. So kindly seek the Lord, cry out to the Lord in your closet, anywhere you are. God is omnipotent, is everywhere. Wherever you are, you can just pause for a minute and call upon him and tell him, Daddy, I'm here. I am overwhelmed over A, B, C, D, E, F, G, Z. Please, you said I cast them unto you. I am throwing this burden to you. Can you please redeem me out of this? I'm depending on you to get me out of this. The Lord is very faithful. He doesn't discriminate.